Alright, guys. We back again. We back again. We about to get this started off on a good note, right? So, what I'm about to do for you guys, I'm about to provide you with an experience of a lifetime, right? Well, not just any lifetime, but it's gonna be of my lifetime. So, I'm about to give you guys the rundown on my high school experience. So, most of what I'm gonna tell you guys is gonna be stemming from senior year and on, like going into like freshman year of college, stuff like that. But I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a rundown from freshman year of high school, sophomore year, junior year, and so on. All right. So freshman year of high school, all right, man, this is the time in my life where I thought that things were just gonna keep progressing. Like I'm talking like exponentially, right? But it was a little bit of a challenge, right? So first off, I'm gonna tell you guys where I'm from. I'm actually from a town called Jersey City, right? Right next to New York. We don't jack New York though. Alright, keep it like that, keep it simple. But um but yeah, so I'm from a town called Jersey City. I went to this high school, it's called Infinity Institute. I'm sure you have never heard of it. That's fine. Right? Um but yeah, when I first got there, yo, I was mad small. I was like 5'1", 92 pounds. It was crazy. It was really hard to really even find confidence for myself back then, right? But one thing that I do thank God for is that at least I was athletic, right? At least I was athletic. That was one thing, right? So, when you first get to high school, you don't really have a lot of friends yet. Yo, I only went to school with two people from my middle school. That was crazy, and I barely even spoke to them. So, so I had to basically start over and reinvent myself. So that's actually one thing I was grateful for because in middle school, it wasn't really the best situation, but it wasn't the worst. Right? It was just something that I wish I could redo, and that's where high school came into play. So, freshman year, I come in the first day of school. Yo, it is like 95 degrees. It's hot as hell. I had like English class. I sat next to this kid. His name was, I'm gonna use his real name. His name was Dresden, right? So he was actually one of the first people that I actually met at this school. So me and him became cool. We were close. We were tight. He was my guy, right? And then as time goes on, I started to meet other people. Met this guy named Benjamin. Met this other guy named Abdel. Jaquan is a person that I already knew from my middle school. There's a lot more names, so you guys are gonna hear it as I keep progressing into this story. So, man. I'm just thinking about all the memories I had. It was fun, right? But, but yeah. So freshman year itself was pretty cool. It was just a regular vibe. I didn't really experience too many highs or too many lows. It was literally just me getting to know people and me experiencing new things, right? But but yeah. So now I'm gonna skip to a few months after school starts, right? So it's about like November-ish. So this is actually a time where I met this girl that I started to have a thing for, right? I'm gonna change her name, right? So let's name her, I'm gonna name her Alexa, right? Let's name her Alexa, right? So, Alexa, she was actually almost 2 years older than me, and she was actually a grade below me. So I was a freshman, she was in 8th grade. So she came from a different country. She came from the Dominican Republic, and they held her back for a year or two. Don't ask me, I don't know why. That's just all I know, man. So, when I first met Alexa, she had a boyfriend, right? But at that point, I didn't care. I was just trying to talk to her, just trying to see what's up, right? So, my art teacher. So, I had an art teacher. Her name was Miss Sherwood. So, Alexa and I actually had the same art teacher, but it was in different classes. So, we both stayed after school one day, and our teacher asked us to help her with a project outside, like a bulletin board or something like that. And I'm not creative at all. I was not trying to do that. I was like, nah, like I don't think that's gonna work out. But she convinced me to stay, help her out, all that. So that's where I met Alexa and her friends. So as soon as she came in, I'm like, damn, like who is this? Like, you know what I'm feeling when somebody walks in the room, you feel their presence, you look at them, you're like, wow, like, that person looks real good. That's exactly how I felt. So, after I first meet Alexa, the teacher actually asked both of us to go walk outside and go put up that bulletin board. But as I said, I'm not creative, so I didn't do shit. I didn't help her at all. I literally made her do all the work. And then like 15-20 minutes later, after the teacher came back out, she said we did a great job. Right? So Alexa decides to take the opportunity to tell the teacher that I didn't do shit. She tells the teacher I didn't help her at all, which is true. But you feel me? Like, why you gotta throw me under the bus like that? So we have a little bit of a back and forth. We're just talking. I'm like, yo, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that to me? You could have just gave me some of the credit. She was like, you didn't help me. And I'm like, all right, cool. Bet. So after that, the day ends. We go out. Everybody leaves. I think my friend Benjamin was with me at that point too, but he wasn't helping me with the bulletin board. He was inside. So we all dip, and I tell him, I'm like, yo, bro, there's this girl named Alexa. I just seen her. She's mad cool. Like, I want to try and talk to her, see what's up. But keep in mind, remember how I started off this video? I said I was 5'1", 90 pounds. Didn't have a lot of confidence. That is true. So, what I didn't do was talk to Alexa. Right? I decided to let things play out. Right? Because I'm not really an impulsive person. I'm not the type that's just going to jump out and just do something like straight off the bat at that point in my life, right? So I actually waited a few weeks, right? Because again, as I said, I wasn't trying to go crazy with it. I was just trying to like, you know, talk to her, see what's up. But I knew I was gonna see her in school anyway, so I didn't have to really fully exert all my force and strength into that one situation. So I let that pass. And then after that, we actually joined this club. It was called Volleyball Club. So I found out that Alexa loves volleyball. She plays volleyball. She's good at it, right? All that. I was alright at it. I was decent. I was okay. So I decided to join that club just to, you know, have fun. You feel me? So now me and my friend Benjamin, we're in this club playing volleyball, just chilling, getting to know people. Because remember, we're still freshmen. We don't know everybody. But that club is literally where I became cool with all the sophomores, the juniors, the seniors. Literally every single class that was not part of my class, right? So, you know, a few months later, we're getting into spring break, which is like in March, right? So this is when I actually asked Alexa if she had any plans for spring break. She just said she was just gonna go to the park, you know, chill, just relax, right? So we ended up going to the park. It was me, Alexa, my friend Benjamin, my brother, my friend Ahmad, another friend named Ariana, another friend named Abdel, right? So it was like 7-8 of us. So we chill. We're in the park for like a few hours, and now it was a good time. It was a good vibe. We were just playing basketball, playing catch with a frisbee. We had a football. It was cool, right? And then after that day ended, me, Alexa, Ariana, and Abdel end up walking home, right? Because they live in a specific area called the Heights. So the Heights is just a different part of Jersey City. It's just literally just a different town, right? So we're in that area. So Abdel and Ariana, they're dating, right? So they actually walk in a different direction because their houses are a different direction than where me and Alexa were walking. So I'm walking with Alexa now, and I'm thinking to myself like, damn, I got a chance to see what I could do right now. You feel me? Like, should I go for the game-winning shot? Should I step back for the three? But I decided to take a half-court shot with no accuracy, right? So exactly what happened. I'm walking. Keep in mind, man, this is stupid. I hate telling this story to this very day. So Alexa already had a boyfriend before.
Wi-Fi isn't set up. For help, go to your Alexa app.
That's the part I'm gonna edit out. So yeah, Alexa already has a boyfriend before, you know, I even started talking to her. Keep in mind, we're not talking like that. It's just literally having a conversation. So I decided to ask her like, yo, have you had your first kiss yet? On some bullshit. And when I said it, I was like, damn, you sold. You actually sold. Yeah, it was bad. And then she said, yeah, I had a boyfriend already. I'm like, damn, I already knew this. why the fuck did I ask that question? And then after that, it was just like, it was an awkward vibe, bro. It was weird. So she ended up walking home. I ended up getting out of there and going home. I had to get the fuck out of there because I was not finna stay in an awkward situation like that. And yeah, that kind of ended off that day. Kind of like a little bit of an L, no cap. But oh well, it is what it is. So now after that, a few more months go by. Freshman year ends, and it's getting into summertime. So this is when I literally tell Alexa how I really feel. But Alexa at this point was not feeling me, right? She wasn't feeling the vibe. She wasn't feeling the kid. So she literally just disregarded everything I said, right? And at that point, I was mad as fuck. Like I asked people for advice on what to do. My brother told me say fuck it, dip out. Don't stay in that situation, right? So I told her about herself. I was like, yo, how can you do this? You feel me? Like, I liked you for like 6 months, and you just didn't give a fuck about how I felt. All that shit. That's not something I'll say now, but back then, I had a little bit less experience with females and just things in general. So I kind of blacked. I got tight. I was mad, all right? Everybody gets mad. It is what it is. So after that, me and Alexa did not talk for like a year and a half, right? An entire year and a half. So now going into my sophomore year of high school, sophomore year was really my personal worst year of high school, right? Worst out of the 4 years due to the fact that, one, I was alone most of the time. 2, I had to make most of my own decisions without any help. 3, I lost one of my best friends at the point. And 4, I was just going through changes that I didn't know how to maneuver through, right? I'm gonna say it like that. So yeah, that whole year was just pretty ass, pretty cheeks. Nothing special happened. Nothing crazy happened other than the fact that I was just experiencing life as a loner, right? The only good thing that happened to me my sophomore year is that I grew another 3 inches. So now instead of being 5'2", I'm 5'5", right? I'm like 105 pounds. Whoop-de-doo, big whoop, right? So yeah, and after that, I'm gonna basically skip sophomore year because that shit was ass. Like, nothing special happened at all, right? And again, actually, let me say one more thing about sophomore year. The only other thing that happened, again, it was a bad thing. I took another L with another female, right? So there was this other girl. Her name was Belt Buckle, right? So me and Belt Buckle, I don't remember how I met her. I think I saw her on IG, and I was like, wow, Belt Buckle's pretty cute, right? And I see she goes to my school, so I was like, let me holler at her. Let me see what's up, right? So I talked to Belt Buckle. I got her snap. Start talking to her. But at the point, it felt like things weren't really like progressing, cause you know how it is in high school. Like when both of you guys are like timid, it doesn't work out. Like, she was more timid than I was. Like, me personally, I was a little bit more of I was a little bit more direct when talking to her because I wasn't trying to waste time. But at the same time, it still felt like things were just taking forever to progress, right? And after a while, I was like, fuck it, bro. It didn't look like it was gonna work out with Belt Buckle. So again, that's another L. Now we on to junior year. So me personally, I fuck with junior year. Junior year was an amazing year for me, right? I came back that summer. I just finished working a job at the Boys and Girls Club. Bro, I only made like 400 beans, which was nothing, but it was better than having zero money going into the summer, right? So yeah, and along with that, I just came back from North Carolina. Had a beautiful time at this convention, right? Came back with a little bit more confidence, and again, I grew another 3 inches. So this time, instead of being 5'5", I came back 5'8", had a fresh new pair of J's, some clean white ones, right? So I walked in, was not trying to crease them shits at all. Bro, that shit was amazing. I came in feeling like a new man, right? I was thinking to myself, like, all right, this is going to be my best year. I'm about to have a chance to reinvent myself again. So Now we come back. I grew my hair out a little bit more as well. And then, again, at this point, I'm still not talking to Alexa, right? It was basically just like, it is what it is. We weren't really, on the talking vibe. So, yeah, junior year. This is a year where a lot of things happen. I'm trying to just remember how everything happened in chronological order. All right. So, one event that I actually do remember, I got into the lunch line, and it was the first day of school. This girl that I knew but didn't really talk to that much, she saw me get into the lunch line, and then she was like, damn, you got mad tall. When she said that shit, I was like, all right, bet. So now this is going to be a good start off to the year. I feel good, you feel me? Because people are noticing my growth. They're noticing things are starting to change, right? So yeah. Now I'm just going to skip a few months ahead to December, right? So I don't know if every school does this, but my school had a pep rally. I'm assuming everybody does this, right? My school had a pep rally. All the grades dressed up as one color. Each grade had a color. My grade was orange that year. The seniors were black, the freshmen were yellow, and the sophomores were red, right? No, other way around. The sophomores were orange, the juniors were red. Yeah, we were red. So we had a lot of competitions. It was volleyball tournaments. We had some basketball tournaments. I was in both. Relay races, I was in that too. Anything that they had when it came to athletics, I was in there for my grade, right? Because I'm one of the most athletic people that we had. So usually the way it goes, the senior class always wins, right? It's not rigged. It's just the way it is. The seniors always have the better athletes, right? So this year, things actually changed, right? The junior class, which was my class at that point, we actually ended up upsetting the seniors and winning, right? We won on the last challenge, which was the volleyball game. It took 3 rounds to beat them, but we finally did it. We took the crown. We were feeling like the kings of the school, right? The kings of the jungle, everything, right? So I was feeling good after that. Now, we go into winter break, right? I don't remember what happened over winter break. I don't think anything special happened over break. It was just regular, right? So we come back, it's the new year, everybody's feeling good, everybody's having their bullshit ass resolutions, right? Saying, oh, this is about to be this, I'm about to be this, all that regular stuff, right? That everybody always does, right? So, in junior year, again, this was actually a year where we had to focus a lot on our studies, right? We had to focus a lot on being, studious, just literally just passing your classes with flying colors, because this is the year where the colleges look at your grades the most. They make the decision on whether or not they're going to take you or not, right? So, me, my first 2 years of high school, I was not valid with my grades. I was getting C's, D's, I failed class. It was hard. The adjustment was not easy. So junior year, I took a step up. I took some AP classes, I got to be in that class. One class that I didn't fuck with was fucking trigonometry. Oh my God. Trig was literally the worst class I have ever taken at that point. My teacher hated me. The work was hard as fuck. I couldn't get over the curve. And it was just endless bullshit every day. Like, if you were in this class, if you're watching this video and you were in that class, you know exactly what I am talking about. It was not valid. I'm not gonna say my teacher's name. She was a cool person, but overall, like, nah, I'm good, right? So, now I'm gonna skip a little bit ahead to March, right? March of 2018, my junior year. So there was actually this program that I was looking to get into. It's called JCSI. So JCSI is literally just a summer internship for the juniors in our city. You have to be like one of the top juniors. They have to actually recruit you into it, like once you pass the interview. So March, me and like 6 or 7 other people from my school actually ended up getting into the interview stage, right? So we did our interviews. We had our resumes, we had our grades, our transcripts out so that they could see it, right? So me personally, I have pretty good people skills, right? I know how to talk to people, so my interview went flawless. So after that, we just had to wait a few more months to get our results back to see if we got in. So that all came in May, right? But before we get to that, I'ma rewind back a little bit into April-ish. So in April, this is about a month and a half before our prom. So the way that my school worked, our junior and senior prom was literally mixed into one single prom. Right, I know that sounds pretty bad, but it wasn't bad. It was pretty cool. Mixing the proms with the juniors and the seniors made it a little bit more fun because my school had only like 30 people in my grade and like 35 people in the grade above us. So mixing it together might have been one of the smartest ideas they ever had. But yeah. So at this point, I'm thinking to myself like, damn, bro, I need a prom date. Like, I need to ask somebody. I need to get in the game. You feel me? I'm sitting on the bench right now. Yo, coach, put me in. So, at this point, I'm thinking about Alexa, right? I'm like, damn, like I haven't spoken to her in a while, right? I haven't really talked to her in a minute. Our relationship isn't where it used to be. Like, we were cool. Now it's like a distant memory. So I start talking to her again. Remember, as I talked about volleyball club earlier, I still saw her at volleyball club every single time I was there. So I was just like, fuck it, let me just start a conversation. Let me just see where this goes, right? So we start talking again. Just some cool, regular stuff. Nothing crazy. Nothing, out of the ordinary, right? So, my bad, y'all. Need some water. But yeah, so I was thinking about asking Alexa to go to my prom with me. But I wasn't trying to force the issue. As I said before, I'm not a person that does that. Because, remember, as I said, we didn't talk for like a year and a half before this point. And prom is only a month away. So I was like, damn, like, do I even have enough time to really do anything to reconnect, to make her, like, feel like this could work? That's what was going through my head. And then I actually asked my teacher for advice on what to do. So my teacher, I'm not going to say his name, but he was also her teacher as well for a different section or different class. So he knows both of us pretty well. So I asked him, I was like, yo, like, bro, like, what should I do with the situation? Should I ask her to go to prom with me? Should I do this? Should I do that? Like, what do I do? Right? And he essentially told me, he was like, yo, Daz, you're not a good fit for Alexa. I'm like, why? He said, because I'm bland, personalities don't mix, and it just will not be good, right? So, I forgot to mention this, but in junior year of high school, man, my personality was not the same it is right now. I was holding a lot of things back. Like, I was very bland, I was nonchalant. Like, for example, let's say somebody came up to me and told me something important to them. I'm the type of guy that would honestly just, like, not even care. Let's say they said something like, oh, I just failed a class. I'd be like, damn, that's tough. Stuff like that. Like, I was just that type of guy, right? Now I understand fully why my teacher said that it wouldn't be a good fit, right? But yeah. So now, he tells me that it's not gonna work out. I'm like, I bet, whatever. And then he told me that she already was asked by somebody else. I'm like, whoa, like, so what's going on here? Somebody already asked the girl I'm trying to go to prom with? Like, yo, I hate that, yo. That shit got me tight. I was sick. I was like, damn, bro, this ruined my entire plans, bro. But yeah, somebody else already asked her and she already agreed. And I was like, okay, bet. It is what it is. So I showed up to prom in about, a month and a half later in May. It was like the last day of May, right before, June started. So I'm wearing a black suit to prom. She's wearing, I think it was like a purple dress or a pink dress, one of them, purple or pink dress, right? She looked amazing at that prom. So she shows up with her date. I see them. We actually take some photos. Me and my friends with her and her friends. but me and her never really talked at that prom that much, right? Because keep in mind, things were still a little bit like, you know, trying to get it like back to where it was. So I wasn't trying to force the issue. I was just chilling, right? I was just cool. And then after that, you know, prom is basically ending. Our prom was pretty valid. As I said, we mixed it with the seniors. It was just some regular vibe. You know how prom be. Everybody comes in, sit down at the table, talks to their friends. You're chilling for like an hour and a half, and then music comes on. You get up, you dance, do your little thing, shoulder work, whatever you gotta do, right? And then it ends. So prom ended, and I'm just like, bro, let me just text her, right? I'm like, let me just text her just because. And I ended up hitting her up on Snapchat. I'm about to do some gestures in real quick as I'm telling y'all this. But yeah, I ended up hitting her up on Snapchat, and I was just talking, and I was like, you should have came to prom with me. You feel me? Like, I feel like things would have been better if me and you went together. And she agreed with me. And I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, I really folded. I should have just asked her to prom earlier. But after that, things started to pick up, right? So she started to compliment me on how I looked at prom. She said, you looked really good in that suit. She said, black looks good on me. I'm like, oh, word? Alexa, what's up? Like, so now, after 2.5 years of me trying to talk to you, now you're starting to feel the kid, right? You're starting to see the vibes. So when she said that, I'm like, you know, let me compliment her back. I'm like, Alexa, you look real good in that dress too. And then after that, she started to tell me about how she started to have feelings for me, and you know, all that stuff. And remember, as I said, I don't push things, I don't rush things. So all I told her, I was like, okay, bet, that's cool. You feel me? Like, and then we started talking. Things started to progress. We started to hang out outside of school, right? And keep in mind, all this is happening as the school year is literally about to close. It's like the second to last week of the year. So, you know, we start chilling outside of school. We go to this area. It's called the Stairs. So the Stairs is literally just like this place like 2 or 3 blocks away from our school where people will like sit down, just like chill, relax, just talk. It's like some secret area. Not a lot of people know about it. So me and her actually went there with my friend Benjamin, and then this other girl, I'm gonna name her. So we went there with Benjamin in jumpsuit, right? So it's me, Alexa, Benjamin in jumpsuit. We're all there, just relaxing, just chilling. So Benjamin in jumpsuit, they're probably doing their thing too, because they were about to, you know, start talking as well. They were in those stages, so it was just like a cool vibe for all of us, because we all knew what was going on. Like, we all knew what was going on. So yeah, me and Alexa start chilling, start talking, just hanging out. And then one day on the way home, we were on the bus, and it was just us two, right? We were the 2 people in the back of the bus, just sitting. I'm just sitting, chilling, right? So she puts her head on my shoulder. Then she looks at me. We both look at each other for like 3 seconds, just like staring, like eye contact right into each other's pupils, right? And then we had our first kiss, and it was nice, right? I was thinking to myself, like, all right, Des, now this is where things start to take off, right? Because remember, you've liked this girl for like 2.5, almost 3 years now. Now you finally got her. Don't fold, don't sell, don't do anything that's retarded, right? So yeah, after that, about a week later, we start dating officially, right? So remember, this is a week before school is about to end. So now this is more of a summer vibe, right? It's more of a summer vibe. So after school ends, you know, we're dating, we're chilling, we're talking, doing regular stuff that couples do. But guys, remember how I told you about that JCSI interview that I was trying to get into, that summer internship? Alright, so guys, remember that JCSI interview I was talking about earlier? So I actually was able to get in, right? So basically what they do for you within this internship, they're just gonna give you a job over the summertime. They're gonna place you in different places over the city, and I was able to work as an intern at a law firm, right? So it was a little bit different than I would expect. I thought I was gonna be doing more things that had to pertain to law, but all I was doing was just like regular tasks, like writing memos, typing things up, making calendars. And the first day they had me shredding papers, bro. I was literally shredding paper for 7 hours, my guy. I mean, I'll take it. That's an easy job. But like, damn, like, can I get a bit of a challenge? But but yeah. So now I have to balance having a job, 9 to 5, balance having a girlfriend, and also I had summer classes that I was doing. Now this isn't summer school where you fail a course. I was doing this to get extra credit, right? So this was hard. Like, keep in mind, I'm still 16. I'm just trying to live my life. I'm trying to relax. I felt like I had the stress of a grown man on my back, like on my shoulders and everything. It was difficult, right? I wanted to take her out on dates, go to the movies, hang out at her house, do regular stuff that regular couples do, but I could not do that, right? Because I didn't have the time. So that kind of really strained our relationship. But we did have a few good moments over that summertime that I do remember specifically. And one of them was on July 4th. So July 4th, it was just me and her hanging out the entire day. We were out from 12 noon to 1 a.m., right? Just laying on the grass, watching the fireworks go off, laying under the moonlight. It was a beautiful, beautiful scene, right? So essentially, yeah, my parents didn't even call me that whole day. It was just us vibing for like 13 hours. Crazy experience. I never had an experience like that before. Because usually I'm in the house before 10 ends. Before 10 p.m. gets through, right? I'm not a person that stays out like that late. It's not that I have a curfew. I just always choose to come home earlier. But this specific night, I just didn't. So, yeah, that was one good time we had in the summertime. Another one that I do remember was August 4th, right? Which is the same day that Travis Scott dropped Astroworld, right? And the reason I remember this is because when we were walking, all I was doing was just blasting his music on shuffle play. You know, songs like Yosemite, No Bystander, Sicko Mode, stuff like that. They came out, they popped out to me. I saved them to my playlist automatically, right? And this was actually probably top 2 days that we had together. Probably the second best day. First was definitely July 4th, right? And the worst part about it is that was literally one of the last days that I got to hang out with her, right? I didn't know it was going to be one of the last days. She didn't know it was going to be one of the last days. But a few days after that, things took a turn for the worse, right? So Alexa actually ended up breaking up with me, right? So the way it happened, I was sitting next to my friend Abdel in our summer pre-calculus class. So I get a text from Alexa. She said she was home alone. And I'm like, oh, word. And then I was like, what would you do if I came over? She said, regular stuff. I was just trying to see what's up. And then she was like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? Like, she was acting kind of weird. And I'm like, yo, you good? Is everything okay? And then she was just like, I'm not sure if I need a boyfriend right now. And I'm sick, right? But I can't show my emotion. I can't show that I'm sad. I wasn't finna fight with her over text. I was like, I don't remember exactly what I said. I think it was something along the lines like, okay. I didn't fight. Because once a person says something like that already, there's no swaying them. They already had those thoughts in their mind. There's no reason for you to like just stick around and say, why? Wait, hold up, let me fix things. Nah, that ain't it. So keep in mind, remember, I liked this girl for about almost 3-4 years at this point. I finally get her, and she just breaks up with me like 2.5 months later. So I was real sick. I was tight. But I couldn't do anything about it. It is what it is. I had to let things move on, play its course. And this is the summertime going into my senior year of high school. So I'm not trying to be over here simping. I'm not trying to be over here feeling some type of way going into senior year. I'm trying to have this be my best year of my life, right? So, now fast forward like 2.5 weeks later. Now we go back to school. I turned 17. Senior year, I come back and I'm taller again, right? This time I'm 5'10". I grew another 2 inches over the summertime, right? I feel more confident than I ever did. I made like 2 bands over the summer, saved up to buy a new phone. I was feeling great. And when I walk into my first period class, not my first period, when I walk into school on the first day, I'm walking into my first period class, right? So the way it works, think about it like this. Think this is like the doorway going into my class, and this is the hallway walking to the doorway. So I'm all the way at the end of the hallway. I'm walking to the doorway, and then there's actually desk right as you walk into the doorway. You can see them as you're walking through the hallway. So I'm walking down, and to my surprise, Alexa was in that class, right? So as I'm walking through the hallway, me and her lock eye contact, and I'm just like, damn. Like, of all people and of all classes and of all times, it has to be Alexa on the first day of school, in the first period class, right? It has to be my class out of all schedules that she could have chosen, right? I guess it was fate. So we lock eye contact. I continue staring at her when I'm walking through, but she looked away. So I walk into the class. I sit next to my boys, Abdel and Benjamin. I see them sitting in the corner at the back. Because, you know, we're seniors, so we're not trying to be in the front of the class. There's no point. We about to go fuck around at the back and just chill, go on our phones, do what we gotta do, right? So, so things were actually a little bit awkward between me and Alexa for like the first 2-3 months of the year. It was kind of crazy, right? It was like we would see each other in the hallways, not acknowledge each other. It would just feel like we never even met for like 2-3 months. And now going into December, remember as I said, I'm a senior in high school now. We're now applying to colleges. So my current college that I go to is called NJIT. They literally came to my school to interview us, and it was like an instant decision kind of thing. So I got a haircut, right? I got a haircut that day. My God, that was actually the worst haircut I've ever had in my life. I had like a mini fro going. My barber destroyed it. Cut everything down. Bro, I basically had no hair right here. Hairline was pushed back like up here. Fade was not faded perfectly at all. It was actually pretty bad, right? And then after that, I lost a little bit of confidence in myself for like a week or 2. It was bad, right? And yeah, it's pretty bad. And then after that, we had another pep rally. Yeah, another pep rally. Same one we had last year. This time I'm a senior, Alexa's a junior, right? So, and it's crazy because last year when we were juniors, we beat the seniors. And this time when I was a senior, Alexa's grade beat my grade. We lost, right? We lost our crown. So yeah, I was tight. I walked outside afterwards. Winter break was here, right? Everybody walked outside, about to go home, relax. I'm steaming. I'm mad as hell because the way we lost was actually because of me and this other girl. I'm gonna name her Drumstick, right? So me and Drumstick, we were playing volleyball, right? They served the ball towards me, right? I was about to hit that over the net, serve it back. But then Drumstick comes out of nowhere, tries to take my serve. Keep in mind, the score is tied. The next point wins. Me and Drumstick collide, and the ball hits the ground, and then we lose. So I'm steaming. I'm mad as hell. I'm tight, right? Because we could have won that game. Oh, well. I walk outside, mad as shit. I was just like, let me just get the fuck out of here. Let me go home. So now all of a sudden, I walk out and I see Alexa. Alexa sees me. Remember, we haven't talked in like 4 months since she broke up with me. She walks up to me, looks me in the eye, and just gives me a hug. and then just says have a happy holiday or something like that. And I'm like, yo, like what is going on here? Like, I'm like, you trying to play with my feelings? Like, but again, I wasn't trying to make much of it. I was just like, alright, she was just probably feeling cheery because, you know, we're going to winter break. Everybody's feeling good. She just beat my team, so she probably feels good right now. And yeah, whatever. So we start texting again over break. Just some regular stuff, nothing crazy. Just having regular conversation. Right. So things were progressing again, like they were back in the past. But I'm not trying to what's it called? I'm not trying to push the issue a lot, right? So so now, what's it called? Let's fast forward to February-ish, right? So, what's it called? Alexa's birthday was actually in February. So, remember, as I said, Alexa's almost 2 years older than me, so she was turning 19 at that point. Yeah, Alexa was turning 19 at that point. So, I was thinking to myself, like, what do I do for her? Right? But before I did anything like that, I had to think. I was like, damn, we're not even dating. Like, why would I, I was going back and forth. It was like the angel and the devil on my shoulder telling me what to do. It was like, one of them like, yo, bro, like, try and take her out, do something, da-da-da-da. But the other guy was like, bro, like, she's not your girl. What are you doing? Cool your mata, right? Relax. So I listened to the side of me that said, cool it and chill. I'm glad I did, because I'm not sure how things would have turned out if I tried to do anything, right? And her birthday was nearing Valentine's Day too, so it would have been like, it would have been iffy. It would have been like shooting a half-court shot with your left hand if you're right-handed. I'm not, I'm not equipped for that. So, so yeah, Valentine's Day passes too. We don't do anything at all. It is what it is. But now again, after Valentine's Day passes, let's just fast forward again to like March, right? A little bit into early March. So at this point, now remember that girl Drumstick I was talking about earlier with the volleyball match? Me and Drumstick actually started to talk a little bit. You feel me? It was just, it wasn't like that relationship type of talk. We were just trying to see each other's vibe, feel each other's vibe, see how everything was going, right? And now I'm thinking like, damn, I need a prom date again, right? Because prom is coming up. Prom comes up in about 2 months. I'm trying to be prepared this time, unlike last year when I folded, right? So this is my last prom. This is my senior prom. I have one more chance to do things right, right? I'm not trying to go 0 for 2. Strike out twice, nah. So, I was thinking to myself, like, should I ask Drumstick to be my date? Should I ask Alexa to be my date? And it was just like a coin flip, like a toss-up. I was thinking. But the crazy part is that none of that ended up going as planned. Alexa went alone. Drumstick went alone. I went alone. Right? So I actually ended up asking Drumstick to be my date, kind of. And she kind of dubbed it. So I'm like, whoa. Like, what's going on? A lot of times things don't go the way I wanted them to go. Right? So I had to just live with that. Right? So, so now we get to prom. Right? Prom it was like the last day of May 31st. Right? I come in wearing this nice burgundy suit. Drumstick is wearing this amazing, like, silver sparkly dress. Oh my god. I actually have a picture of Drumstick. I might show it, might not show it. I'm gonna cover her face if I show it, right? And then Alexa comes in. I think she was wearing, it was either pink or not purple. I think it was a pink dress. Yeah, she was wearing a pink dress, right? So she looked beautiful too. So I was like, damn, things is looking up right now, right? So when I walk into prom, my teacher that I actually asked advice for last year for my junior prom, he's the MC, he's the DJ, right? So he has a microphone. He sees me walking, he's like, oh my god, Desmond walked in, beautiful burgundy suit, hyping everybody up. You feel me? Like, that's his job, to make us feel good. We walk into prom, and everybody's just feeling A1, right? So now I walk in, I sit down at my table with my friends. Everybody has their name on a specific seat, right? So we wait for our food to come out, and we're all just taking it all in, right? This is our last prom, right? So I hear that there's alcohol outside. You feel me? I hear that everybody's trying to get tossed. They're trying to get a little tipsy, right? But keep in mind, at this point, I didn't drink at all. I never had a drink, never smoked anything. I was as sober as a baby, right? So everybody went outside to go drink. I didn't go, right? So I'm sober, and like an hour later, yo, everybody is fucked up. Everybody is sweaty as hell. Everybody is just like, tossed like a frisbee, crazy, right? So, at this point, it's probably like 2 hours into prom. We have like another hour or two left. I go outside, right? No. That happens after this event. Actually, so before I went outside, me and Drumstick were on the dance floor. So she was, I don't know what song they were playing. Don't remember, but it was a song that was getting people, in their mood, in their bag, right? So Drumstick started throwing it back on me. I'm like, oh shit, she threw it. I caught that shit, right? I'm doing my thing. I'm doing what I gotta do behind it, because if she threw it at me, I'm gonna make sure I catch it. Nobody else is catching that shit, right? And Alexa actually ended up seeing that. I didn't give a fuck. She's not my girl. Oh well, it is what it is. I didn't even know she's seen it until I was informed about it later. But it's all good. Like, everything plays out the way it's supposed to. And then like another 30 minutes goes by. Drumstick goes outside. I see Alexa outside too. So I walk outside, right? This is my my chance to do something. So I say it out loud. I'm like, do you want to go inside and dance? I wasn't talking to anybody specifically. I wasn't talking to Drumstick. I wasn't talking to Alexa specifically. I just said it out loud. Both of them were in the earshot of it, right? So Drumstick says, okay. So I grab Drumstick by the hand. We go inside and we slow dance. Alexa sees that shit. I know she's mad as hell. She's sick. She watched me go up to another girl during prom, dance with her instead of herself. So now me and Drumstick are dancing, having a great time. Everybody is slow dancing, and I sold. I folded like a napkin. I said some bullshit. We were dancing, and I looked at her. I was like, yo, like, would you mind if I kiss you or something like that? And then, yo, nothing ruins the mood more than you opening your mouth when you're not supposed to. I could have just let things play out. I could have just let things happen. I probably could have kissed her if I didn't ask that question, but I ended up asking anyway. She said no. The mood was ruined. We stopped dancing. And I'm like, all right. So, what the fuck do I do now? Literally, I was like, what do I do now? So, now the worst part about it is that, yo, Drumstick actually ended up telling people about what happened. And everybody heard about that shit. Yo, that was one of the most embarrassing things ever. Like, I walked around. I went to go get a drink. Somebody comes up to me. They're like, yo, can I kiss you? I'm like, all right. I see what's going on. I see what's happening. Niggas was clowning me. Oh, well. I didn't care. Right? I let it go. But yeah, after that, as I said, everybody else is already drunk. Prom basically ended. Right? So I get driven home, and the person that's driving me home is drunk as fuck, bro. This nigga was wilding on the highway, bro. Like, bro, I thought I was about to die that night, but then God saw me through. So prom ends, school year is about to end, senior year is about to end, right? So now we're gonna skip forward to graduation day itself. So graduation day, the last day of school. The last day I'm actually a high school student. The last day of me being a senior. So that was a sad day. It was a lot of crying, a lot of hugging, just emotions were flying through everywhere. So we had to actually decorate our graduation caps. And remember how I said earlier in this video, I am not creative at all? That literally still stemmed from freshman year until I graduated. I'm not creative. So I was sitting there with a blank face, with a blank cap. Bro, my cap, that ass looked like this. Like nothing on it, right? So guess who comes to my rescue? Alexa, alright? Remember I made Alexa do everything on that poster like 3.5 years back? She's creative. She helped me finish off my cap. And I didn't expect that. That was honestly one of the biggest surprises I had. Alexa helped me finish my graduation cap, and I'm like, oh my god, thank you. Like, because without her, my shit would have literally just looked as blank as this wall behind me, right? And I was thinking to myself, the only reason she would even do this, there's only a few reasons. One, she actually didn't want to see me walk on stage with a blank cap. Two, she's starting to have feelings for me again. Or three, she just really wanted to, you know, help me for my graduation, right? So yeah. Now graduation comes, and they start to call us name by name, right? So they called my name, and I threw my cap up in the air as soon as I got my diploma, right? No cap. When they called my name, I was thinking, yo, should I do something on stage? Like, should I start Millie rocking on stage, something real quick? But I didn't. I just got my diploma, shook their hand, walked off stage, you know, some regular stuff. And the worst part about it, I was looking for my family in the crowd, and they were like 2 hours late to my graduation. I don't know where they were. I don't know what happened, but they were late as hell. I didn't even see them until like afterwards. So now after they call everybody's name, we all walk to the back. You know, everybody throws their caps in the air, starts hugging, starts crying, and it was a moment to really cherish. And the first person that I actually seen when I started crying was Alexa herself. So she looks at me, she gave me a hug, and somebody actually took a photo. I don't remember who it was, but somebody took a photo of me hugging Alexa while I was crying. Like, and then my mom was right next to me too, which then Alexa and my mom actually shared a moment. They were just talking about me. They're like, oh wow, he's emotional, all that regular stuff. And I was bawling my eyes out, I was crying, hugging my friends, hugging my teachers, just enjoying my last ride as a high school senior, right? So now, graduation ends. I walk outside and I see Alexa outside, and she's crying. And I'm like, let me walk over to her. I'm like, yo, Alexa, like, why are you crying? Like, what's going on? And then she ends up saying, she says she's crying because I'm leaving her, because now she doesn't have anybody else over here. And I was like, damn, I didn't even know she still cared about me like that. And then I just gave her a hug, and I just told her, like, yo, like, you know, I'm still gonna be around, I'm still gonna be in this area, I'm still gonna be here. So she starts crying, and then it was like a movie scene. My mom called me. Mom was like, yo, we gotta go, it's time to leave. Alexa was still crying in my arms while I was on the phone with my mom. And then Alexa kept telling me I have to go, like, I have to go to my parents, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. So we stayed, hugged for another minute or two, and I was thinking about kissing her, but I didn't. I just ended up giving her a long hug, and I walked away, right? And then after that, we didn't really talk again for like a couple weeks. So, and again, at this point, I actually ended up working a job at the Boys and Girls Club again, this time with my friend Benjamin in that town called Hoboken, right? So this is basically like a full-time job, 9 to 5, right? So one day I'm doing laundry in the middle of the afternoon. Then my boy Ahmad hit me. He's like, yo, Dez, I gotta tell you something about Alexa. I'm like, what's up? What's the word? And he just doesn't tell me. He's like, you gotta find out yourself. I'm like, bro, what? Why would you bring it up? Like, if you're not gonna tell me, right? So and then 10 minutes after he texts me, I get a text from Alexa, and I'm like, I see what's going on. I see what's happening. So Alexa tells me that she's starting to feel me again, and I'm like, all right. I have two options. I can either one, go back to what I used to have, or two, just move on. So for me, it was a no-brainer. I took option number 1 because I still liked Alexa. You feel me? I still felt like we hadn't finished business. So me and Alexa start talking again. We start hanging out, you know, just vibing. And it's actually insane because the same week that all this happened, 2 other major events played out for me that summer as well. So July 4th, right? A year after me and Alexa went to Hoboken and lied down in the grass. Me, Benjamin, and damn, I actually forgot the name I gave the other person. I'm gonna call her water bottle again. I'm just gonna call her water bottle. Me, Benjamin, and no, it was Belt Buckle. Yeah, me, Benjamin, and Belt Buckle. We went to this July 4th festival, right? So I'm walking, I'm chilling, right? All out of nowhere, I see 3 girls pass me. They start smiling and laughing. I'm like, yo, what's funny? You feel me? I'm like, yo, I want to laugh too. I got a sense of humor. Let me laugh. So one of them walks up to me, and then she's like, yo, you're cute. You know, all that stuff. No, can I have your number? And I'm just like, hold up. So Alexa was trying to get at me. This girl's trying to get at me. I'm gonna call her Bounty, right? And then there's another girl that's in the mix too. I'm gonna tell you guys about her after I'm finished with Bounty, right? So Bounty comes up to me, gets my number. I get her gram. We're just talking. Yo, Bounty is a basketball player. Bounty is a star softball player. Bounty plays volleyball. Bounty played soccer. Son, Bounty was literally just like an athlete's dream, right? So now, within that same week, as I said, I actually already had another girl in my rotation as well. So this girl, I'm gonna call her Light Switch. So my friend Tariq, he actually told me that this girl Light Switch, she has a thing for black guys. I'm like, I fit the category, right? So I hit up Light Switch because I already knew she liked me. She already thought I was cute, so I was like, it's gonna be easy, right? It's, you know, it's not that hard. And then so now she's in my rotation. I got Alexa in my rotation, and then I got Bounty in my rotation. I had 3 girls at once, and I'm like, I never been in this situation before. Shit was difficult for me because I was like, I've never had to entertain this many bodies at once. But I ended up selling that entire situation as well. If you guys keep in mind, yo, throughout my entire high school, I've had a lot of opportunities where I've sold, where I've just folded, right? This is another one. So, I basically stopped talking to Bounty, right? I basically just, at that point, I had Alexa and Light Switch in my rotation, right? So Light Switch actually had a boyfriend, right? So me and Light Switch are talking. Keep in mind, I'm not dating any of these girls right now. I'm just talking to all of them. So me and Light Switch are talking, and I'm like, I'm not telling her to break up with her boyfriend, but she keeps saying that they have problems, that she wants to leave him, and I'm like, do what you gotta do. You know, do what you gotta do. You feel me? I'm not trying to be the guy that's just gonna like tell her to leave her nigga. But at that point, I'm like, if you're gonna keep telling me that you guys have issues, stop talking to me about it and put some action behind your word. You know, do it. And it took her a month to break up with him, right? So I wasn't trying to wait that long. So I'm still talking to Alexa. So me and Alexa hanging out, you know, doing things that regular couples do, but we're not dating. You know, going out, buying food, going to the movies, all that stuff, right? And then essentially things started. All right, so yeah, things between me and Alexa were progressing, but at the same time, it was also a little bit on the decline, right? And that was mainly because of me. Because at this point, I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, I'm about to go to college. I'm about to have a new chapter in my life, right? Because I didn't want to just fucking, like, come out of nowhere and just, you know, ruin things with me and Alexa. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, bro, should I continue doing this right now? Is this the right move for me? Is this fair to her to just like keep her on a string? But at one point, I was thinking to myself, remember when she played with your feelings in the past? But that was a different version of it. That was 4 years ago. So I wasn't trying to reciprocate the same thing and do the same thing that she did to me. So one day when I was at work, I was downtown in an area with little to no service, right? Couldn't do no phone calls, barely could send any voice notes. Texts were coming like 10 minutes later than usual. So I was heavily conflicted, right? I was like, yo, should I just like fucking end that shit right now? And that's exactly what I did. Like some retarded shit. I did it over text.